After Effects, it has to be exactly the same, characters and picnic. Alright, so that's that. Then after that, I save this file. I just save over it, Control S. Right, I go back into After Effects. I'm gonna look for that file name. Characters and picnic, right? That's a layer. This little slash breaks it apart, so now it shows the name of the file. This is the name of the layer, name of the file, Master in Chief, and Halo having picnic for After Effects, PSD. I'm gonna right click on it, replace footage, file. Here it is. None of these, I don't need this to be checked on, whatever. Hit import, choose layer, characters and picnic, merge. This doesn't matter because I don't have any layer styles that was made in Photoshop, so I'm gonna hit document size is fine, this is all default. Hit OK. It should update. Okay, so it updated, but as you can see, it shifted something, right? It did shift something. I'm gonna go click here. I want to set to one view. Right. It did shift it. Alright, so characters and picnic, press P for position. The back plate, right? If I solo it, this is the back plate. Right. I just want to double check something. My characters and picnic, right? 1920 by 1080. I'm just looking at the dimensions. X and Y, 1920 by 1080. That's basically right in the middle. Is what I'm saying. 1847.1. That's how much further back in space it is. So basically, when I solo this as well, they're on the same position to each other. If I press escape in here, or just say two views, if I zoom in, you'll notice that these two layers are sandwiched perfectly, layered on top. So technically, I don't know why it shifted when I re-imported it, but technically they are the same place, and so I don't know what caused what. All I know is that it did shift a bit. All I know is that even though it did shift a bit, it still looks relatively fine, right? I'm gonna turn off my solo. There. If it's slowing down, I'm gonna set it to half resolution, so it'll update faster. Come on, man, stop screwing with me, man. Alright, so spacebar. There. See, the shadow came back. I hate these sleeves. I'm gonna fix that next. So I brought back those shadows. Alright, so from there, okay, two views. This camera here, just make sure it's set to active camera, not default. There's a huge difference. Default will look very similar, but it's not. Active camera for the blue tick marks, showing that this is live. Okay, here, set to fit. All right, and then so I'm looking here, and then here. If I grab my foreground foliage, I'm just testing things out. What I'm trying to do is seeing what else can I do to make this stand out more. Press P, 1920 by 1080. Oh shit, undo. Alright. And then if I grab the characters in picnic and the backplate together, holding the shift key, what if I were to kind of push this back in space? Like that. I'm just trying to see what just experimenting. That's the whole process too, just experimenting how far you can push things back in space. Right, as you can see here, obviously I see this negative space. Right, because the whole thing is that when you push it back in space, from what I remember, it causes more parallax. But then you have this stuff. See, I certainly like to see that. I mean, it probably was there from before, but so, like I said, I did push this back more. Let's see if I push it back more, like this much, further back in space. See, almost near the sky backplate, but not exactly. See, here's the sky backplate. I can turn this back off so you can kind of see better. So I pushed it back more. So this, I pushed it back further back in Z space. This is Z space, 2889 basically. Whereas before it was closer, like around here-ish. Again, the whole sole purpose is to experiment and see about what I can feel out in terms of parallax. You see, obviously this is not good right here. Okay, so there's, you know, this stuff going on here. All right, so this light colored stuff here is the sky. So I don't have enough for this. So I'm thinking I want this boulder on its own layer, like I discussed, and this stuff here as well, like this probably. I'm thinking that. And this border too. Right. So I'm gonna go back into Photoshop. I'm gonna lock this layer. Here's the foliage layer. Here's this layer. Backplate no sky. I'm gonna make a copy of it. Control C, Control Shift B. I'm gonna hide the lock and hide the original. This is a copy. And what I'm gonna do is grab my lasso tool. I'm gonna try the freeform lasso tool again. Hopefully it won't give me a hard time. Grab this, yank it up here. I'm gonna grab this chunk right here. Maybe up to here. It's working. It didn't glitch out on me. It's weird. Anyway, so I grabbed that. And what I'm gonna do is maybe, I don't like anything where it's doing things like this. I hold Shift to swallow that back up. Then this here, hold Shift, capture that. Zoom in, Alt, Alt and mouse scroll. Hold Alt, take this away, quick and dirty, quick and dirty, quick and dirty, quick and dirty, quick and dirty. I want this back, Shift, hold Shift to capture that back, add that back in. Alright, so I get this big chunk. Hold Shift, grab this back in. Anything that maintains this big chunks like that. I don't want to have too much jiggly lines. Anyway, then Control C, Control Shift V. Yeah, I want to avoid things like this. So okay, let me undo that, so I have that captured. I did undos. I'm gonna go in here, select and mask, right, and I'm gonna go say smooth. Maybe that's too much. Whole point is I want to try to have a little bit less of the jiggly lines, this stuff. See, so I'm gonna smooth it out. That should be fine. Contrast or shift edge? No. Contrast. Maybe a 5% feather. Maybe a one pixel feather, 3 pixel feather. Let's say 2 pixel feather. 2 pixel feather. Smooth is at 14. Maybe I should set the smooth to 10. Shift edge, leave that alone. Output settings, decontaminate. No, I don't want that, it looks weird. Output to new layer, layer mask, no, new layer, new layer of layer mask. Hit OK. All right, there. Okay, this here. I'm gonna name it right foreground rocks. Not this left. Right. I'm gonna name this as same name. Control S. I'm gonna go back into After Effects. I'm going to alright, from here, 1 second, and here, double click in here, same file name. I'm going to choose footage, choose layer, footage, choose layer. I'm gonna bring in my new one, left foreground rocks. This stuff doesn't matter. Hit OK. Here this is left foreground rocks. Grab it. I'm gonna bring it in here. Here it is, the name of it. Shrink this back. And then in here, if I grab this, oh, I need to turn it to a 3D layer. The little cube. Alright, so here's that layer. Right, all I did was push it back in space. Right, here it is, right? If you look at both of them, right, and it's matching up to, see, here's that part, the original. I need to have edit that out. Damn it. So I'm gonna move this back in space up to here. Right, a little bit more like that. See, this is where the give and take comes in. You have to experiment. Damn, why am I grabbing? Alright, I'm gonna lock. Here's my, right here, the left foreground, rocks. Everything else I locked out so I don't accidentally grab it. Here's this one. What I'm gonna do is press P for it, and I'm gonna unlock the characters and picnics. Press P for that as well. Basically, I want to grab this data, how much back in space that the characters and picnic layer is, going back in Z, which is the last number here. You press Ctrl C, you highlight it. Then I'm gonna grab my left foreground rocks. I'm gonna Ctrl V, paste that data in there, press Enter. So basically what that means is that the rocks layer, this one here, is the same position as my characters and picnic layer. So they're exactly sandwiched on top of each other perfectly. Alright, all three columns are the same numbers. I'm gonna lock out my characters and picnic layer. It's just so that I know precisely where exactly we're supposed to be for now. But now what I need to do is, alright, so here you'll notice this part. That is the that layer, this layer. So there's a lot of, you need to choreograph things. So if I were to grab the left foreground rocks and put it underneath my characters and picnic layer, there, it'll go away. So what this means is that the layer stack, right, it still behaves where you can hide things behind one another if they are on the same